Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Pete Golden Lotus. I'm back with another segment. This is dedicated to somebody who is hugely influential in my life. Everybody probably knows him. His name's Wayne Dyer, and he had recently died of probably just a heart attack, which is what everybody actually dies from, is your heart stops, and there's no more of you. And so I just wanted to talk about what a huge influence this guy has been. I would say on anybody in the health and wellness field, especially anybody who's specifically focused on achieving goals, creating a life that you really find enjoyable. I think you'd be really hard pressed to find somebody who wasn't hugely influenced by that man. And he comes from a long lineage of science of mind people. Louise L. Hay. A lot of people know her as well. She's got a huge publishing company, puts out all these great things about positive living, ways to develop a positive mind. And so there was something that I had heard once about Wayne, or that Wayne had said, and it was, if you could learn to see and process life as it actually is, rather than what you think it should be. So if you kind of let that sink in for a minute, see life for actually what it is. So right there, that premise means that we individually are not really seeing life exactly as it is. We have a very specific bend, and that very specific bend comes from our childhood, even our mourning. Maybe we had an argument with our spouse or loved one. That's going to shape the way that we see the world. And I remember that specifically being like, it was like I saw the sun for the first time. It was such a powerful thing to realize that I am just a lens. I am not seeing life exactly as it is, because I'm adding something to what I'm seeing out there. So it's like if you're walking through a mall. If you look at any individual kind of walking through the mall, and you're just seeing them, and you're not checking yourself, not paying attention to how you feel first, you could see a lot of different things in a face. You could see maybe you think somebody's being angry towards you, or you think somebody looks sad, or you think, we project a lot of things out onto the world and onto other people that really doesn't have any business being there. We do this a lot with our peers. We project things out onto them that really is not necessarily objectively true. And so where I'd like to go with this is, how do we get more in touch with looking into what's objectively true? And the way that we do that is through curiosity. We ask questions. So instead of me trying to divine whether somebody else over there is feeling bad, I just ask them a question. What's going on? How are you feeling today? You look a little off. I don't know, maybe it's me. And you open up a dialogue rather than just project, because our projections we start believing these things that we think about in our minds, and they're not necessarily true. They may be way off, but we accept them as truth because we don't really have a habit of questioning whether our thoughts are real. We just automatically assume that they are. And so the way that I'm actually going to give an exercise with this, this comes from my background, Diamond Approach, which this is called inquiry, and this is a type of self-inquiry. So I'd like to have you sit in a chair, feet planted firmly on the floor, just start noticing your breath, breathing your breath, and you could ask yourself one of two questions. The more helpful question for me is, who am I? It just really stops my runaway mind dead in its tracks, and it kind of brings me back here, and I just keep asking myself, who am I? Who am I taking myself to be? Who do I believe I am? Some version of that question. And the key to inquiry is to allow your answer to be whatever your answer is. So we're not going to preface anything. If your answer is a tightness in your stomach, that's your answer. We don't need definitive, I'm a clown, I'm a dog. It doesn't have to be something of the mind. I'd like to really, if there's one thing I could really wish to put out there to you, it would be to kind of break the habit of looking for answers solely in word form, solely in mind form. Because our body really is a tool that can really deliver us a lot if we just accept that this in and of itself is the answer. So you're going to sit there in a chair, and this is a practice that you could do every day along with your meditation. And this is also a practice that you could do out there in public. Maybe you're feeling uncomfortable. And for me, when I feel uncomfortable, I feel this sense of like squeezing. So what I normally will do is I'll just take a few deep breaths. I'll start asking myself that question. And it just leads to a lot smoother of an interaction with everybody else because I'm getting more open. I'm not so, shrunk in. And it's such an important tool because whenever you meet somebody, if you're living a goal-oriented life where you have something pretty specific that you want to achieve, and what I mean by pretty specific is just I want a really bountiful life. I want it filled with wonderful people. I want it filled with art. You want the real bounty of life. So that's not super specific, but to me it is. You have to be open. You have to be willing to hear what another person has to say without judging them first. Just kind of let them be who they are. And the key to doing that is letting yourself be who you are. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. Definitely try this practice. If you have any questions with any of these practices, feel free to hit me up at www.goldenlotus.me. You could always hit me up on Facebook. I'm on there just as Golden Lotus. And just make sure to check out the other shows here on Blue Chip Marketing. There's some great segments out there. This is a great company. It's an important thing to pay attention to, especially if you live here on the island. So make sure to check me out next time. We're going to cut to commercial.
Hey Larry, every week I watch your show.
As you should.
And I know so much about sports now. Thank you.
You should be learning about sports, and everybody should be watching all our other shows here on the Daily Blue.
Why are you promoting the other shows? I thought you were the king of the Daily Blue.
That's true, but I'm all about everybody. It's not always all about me.
No, it really
about
is.
The team.
Every day I wake up and it says, today is all about me, Corinne. Don't
I've
lie.
heard that.
Don't lie. Tune in every week to the Daily Blue and you'll see Sports Biz with LD, and you will get a lot of information, updates in sports, and a little bit about Sports Biz.
And that's me, Larry Davis, Sports Biz with LD.
So if you've been paying attention to a lot of the things that I've been going through, maybe you've been checking me out at my website, maybe you've been checking me out here with Blue Chip, or maybe on Facebook. It could seem that a lot of the things that I'm asking you to do are very challenging, and that my take on discipline is this hard, harsh thing, which at times for me it is, but that's not what I'm really asking of you. I want you to be gentle with yourself, gentle but firm. And that's something that is called will. It's gentle but firm. It doesn't have to be, kind of throwing yourself through walls in order to get things accomplished. This is sort of a gentle nudge off the couch, out into the street, breathing the breath of fresh air, breaking things down in a reasonable manner for yourself. Because anytime that you burn super hot, like I see it a lot of times with my clients with exercise, they just go super hard, 6 months, their body's getting really kind of where they want it to be, and they get an injury, and then that's it. So the method that I really prefer, and this is something that I'm always applying to myself, is gentle but firm. Keeping myself applied to the goals that I have set, but doing it in a gentle way, in a way that I'm not causing further harm to myself. Because I'm thinking bigger picture. So when I think of exercise, I'm thinking 5-year plan. And my 5-year plan can evolve. It doesn't have to stay rigid. It's allowed to evolve. Because this is really what I'm asking of you, is to really allow yourself to evolve. So I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you for being with me today.